Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Keisha, and I am back with another video. Excuse my headband. I'm coming on here to just give you guys some information that I promised that I will give from my other video. So if you did not watch my other video on what would I do if I would start all over again, I highly recommend that you go watch that video. As you can see from the title, this video is going to be about how to start your tax business with only $500. I am going to show you how to stretch this $500 like it was no other. There's no reason for you not to start a tax business because I'm going to give you the step-by-step process in order to do so. If you have not subscribed to my channel, I welcome you to subscribe to this channel if you're somebody that's looking to either start a tax business or grow your tax business. The first thing that you want to do is go on IRS website and get yourself a PTIN. Right now, PTIN is only about $20. And the PTIN process, all you have to do is go on irs.gov/PTIN and you will see everything that you need in order to get your PTIN. All you do is create an account. You put in your information and you get your PTIN. Now, if you want to renew your PTIN, then it's the same process where you go into your account, you renew your PTIN for $19.75. And then from there, that's all you have to do. There's different ways to get your PTIN. You could obtain your PTIN one online. You could also obtain your PTIN by mail it in. Step two, the first thing that you don't want to do is go run to buy software. As you know right now, and you could go look it up yourself, software typically ranges from, let's say, $13 to $2,000, depending on what software you get, what type of forms that you want to be able to have access to, and depending on if you're using a desktop or a cloud-based software. Now, the reason why I say don't go ahead and get software as of yet, because you want to work with a company that's willing to not only give you software, but give you resources and give you training. So you're technically getting all in one for the price of little to nothing. What I mean by that is, let's say you come work with me, right? Now, once you go on our website right now to join as a PTIN, because we only got one option for PTINs, you will select the starter package, and I will do a screen share to show you the starter package. And on the starter package, it's only $97. With this $97, you'll have access to the software, you'll have access to mentorship, you'll have access to someone always reviewing your returns and making sure that you're in compliance with the return that you're doing. And you'll also be associated with group calls, and you'll also have access to all the recordings that we have once we start doing trainings. Now, when you are working with someone, I feel like so many times people come, they want to work with you, but then they expect you to give them everything. Someone cannot give you everything if that person don't understand exactly what it is that you need. How you didn't get what you want when you didn't know what you wanted or needed. I say all that to say what step two is: you want to get the knowledge, the resources, and the mentorship all in one without having to pay that extra money. There's tax coaches right now that's charging $10,000 just to have access for them to assist you with your business. Step three is tools and equipment. Of course, you need it as a tax preparer. So let's say you work at a local tax office and you go to inside that tax office. More than likely, they will have basic stuff like your access to internet, paper, computer, printers. But in most cases, if you are virtual, you have to have all your stuff already. Now, depending on who you work with, like for instance, if someone works with us, then all you need is just your computer, because we take care of all the headache. We take care of the paperwork. We take care of the files. We take care of storage. We take care of everything. All you have to do is just get your peoples and you have access to the knowledge. If you don't want to work with me, my recommendation will be for you to Work with a software that is cloud based, a software that is user friendly, because you're going to be overwhelmed with trying to understand how to navigate the tax software. Then you're going to have to also go get your customers. Nobody out here is just giving customers. That's just what it is. You have to be the person to go get your customers. Now, when it comes to software, when it comes to resources, that's where your tax coach or your mentor will come in to assist you with that. Step 4 is marketing on a budget. I highly recommend that you put your money into brand awareness and marketing. Brand awareness is what you need in order for people to know that you do taxes. Brand awareness is for someone to tell somebody for you, and it was technically for free because it was a referral. Now, I'm gonna give you some things that I wrote down. The first thing that you want to do is take your phone out right now. When you take out your phone, you're going to go to your contacts and you're going to call, text, or email people that either know you, or you're going to tell people to refer people to you. So the first thing you're going to do is give a call to everybody and let them know that you're starting a tax business. And then the second thing that you want to do is, if they didn't answer, send a text message out. In that text message, you're going to include your website, but you're going to also include like a Google form, like an intake sheet. When it comes to starting a brand, I want people to get in the habit to not only have a website, but have something that's going to capture that lead so that you can either retarget that person or get back to that person. That's your job to do that from the very beginning if you don't have a CRM. The next thing that you want to do is invest in flyers as a tax preparer. I don't care if you've been doing taxes for 10 years or you just getting started with taxes. I'm always going to recommend flyers. Because now we're in a digital space, I'm also going to say have a digital flyer as well. Digital flyers you could put on social media. When you meet people, when you're marketing to people, send them that goddamn flyer. Why? Why do you want to send them that flyer? Because you got their contact. You need their contacts to follow back up with them. Another thing that I want to say is taxes is not hard to do, but it's hard to build up your clientele. And just because you build up your clientele, is not easy to keep the clientele, because depending on what your market is, they always will find the next person that will give them the biggest buck. It's not like that for every type of audience, in my opinion. Now, aim to speak to 100 people per day. If you aim to speak to 100 people a day, there's no way you're not going to make no money. The people that listen to what I tell them to do, the people that's coachable, the people that receives the information, those are the people that take off. But the people that don't like the strategy, or they feel timid, they feel like they don't really want to talk to as much people, are the people that say the same thing every year. If you're not used to, or if you don't like to talk to people to get more clientele, why are you a tax preparer? Or you have to have money on the back end to pay somebody to promote you. You're going to have to pick a struggle. And in this season, as the economy is right now, you need to eat it up and get your behind out there and talk to these people, because that's who's giving you the money. Another thing when it comes to marketing is you want to get some t-shirts. If you look at my YouTube videos, you will see that I had these same shirts for a very long time. The quality is top tier. I got these shirts. At first, I was getting it from the direct website, but they started an Amazon shop years ago, and I just started getting it off Amazon because it would be faster for it to get to me if I bought it off Amazon. Once I would get the shirts, I will then take it to my print shop, and at my print shop, I just gave him my logo. As you can see here, he went ahead and stitched it on here. So these cost about $20 to $25 per shirt. Another thing that I want to go ahead and tell you guys about is going on Fiverr.com. Fiverr.com is definitely something that you want to take a look at when you're starting your business, any business, because you get freelancers on there that will do the job for you for $5 to $10, $15, $20. Even if you find somebody to do your logo for $40, $50, it's still a good deal, because people are paying thousands of dollars just for a logo. So there's no excuses. Even if you're on a tight budget, you can still look professional. Step 5 is online presence. If you talk to me when I first started my tax business, I would not recommend a website. When I first started my tax business, all I had to really rely on was flyers. because when I first started taxes, I didn't have a website. I didn't have Instagram. I didn't have none of that when I first started doing taxes. Actually, I didn't even start my Tax on Track Instagram and YouTube until I started my business. But you will not see no pictures of me, no nothing of me as a tax preparer, because that wasn't my focus. My focus wasn't online, to be honest. I knew to get the people that I had to be in their face, and that's where I was. And people faces getting their business. So now we're in a whole nother market in 2025. Moving on, I'm going to tell you that you need to have a website. Step 6 is client handling and processes. This will make or break you as a tax preparer. When it comes to protecting yourself, you need to do that from day one, because intake forms are not an option, it's mandatory. Because if IRS come and audit you and you don't have your paperwork together, you're not organized, I don't even know what to tell you. You're going to be running like a crazy chicken trying to figure it all out of how to have your paperwork together, because you have been flagged and now they're going to come and audit you. Now, the type of paperwork that I'm speaking of as the client handling is client sheet, dependent sheet, self-employment sheet, and due diligence sheet. Now, I have seen where people have it all separate. The client sheet is separate, dependent sheet is separate, the self-employment sheet is separate, the due diligence is separate. Then you have some people that have everything all on one sheet. However you want to do it, then go ahead and do it. But in the case where somebody is interested with working with me, we provide you with all that. You don't have to pay an additional fee for that. That comes with it, because again, I show you how to not only protect yourself, but protect your business and protect your clients as well. You will figure out what works best for you, but you want to have a system in place when you're starting out as a tax preparer. Step 7 is know your numbers. Knowing your numbers is so crucial in this business. If you're a tax preparer and you don't know how much money you're making as a tax preparer, that's the first red flag for me, that you're running this as a side hustle and not a real business. Because how are you a tax preparer, have a tax business, and you don't know your numbers? If you working, you know how much you get in every 2 weeks. So why are you not treating this business as if it's a business? Comment below if you understand what I mean. And because of that, I created a sheet called Tax Preparer Revenue Goal. This sheet is created for you as the tax preparer to track your numbers, because knowing your numbers is extremely important. Okay, don't be a tax preparer if you don't know how much money you making. Now, of course, when you are a tax preparer, you know that you want to make money. You may want to get into financial freedom. You may want to leave your 9 to 5. You may want to build another source of income. Everybody's situation is different, but everybody should have the same goal of knowing their numbers, aka their clients is coming from, and have a strategy to retarget those customers right there. And that's what this Google Sheet is. I'm not trying to sell you anything, but I am trying to sell you this, because this is not just thrown out there. This is something that was thoroughly thought, something that I have been using since I started my business. So for about $500, you can get your PTIN, you can get software, you can get mentorship, you can get resources, you can get training, get a shirt, you can get a logo, you can get basically all your marketing materials. And that was why I broke down this video the way I broke it down. So if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel if you have not, and also click on the notification bell so that you can be notified each and every time that you come to my channel. I also want to say that I don't want you to overthink anything. I just want you to start. And remember, the information and mentorship is your biggest access as a tax professional when it comes to starting a business. If you love this video, please give it a thumbs up and be on the lookout for the next video. The next video that I'm going to be posting is how to build an email list as a tax preparer. So if you want to see that video, don't forget to click on the subscribe button. Bye, guys.